remember there was a year that Roy Keane, he got a new contract in Manchester United, and he was a real leader. He was not Giggs. Giggs had a dribble, had a different style of playing. And I remember when Roy Keane got a new contract, and I think he was starting to be the best player in the club. There was already a lot of comments from media, blah, 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 always the same thing. And that year, Roy Keane was absolutely the best player on the field. And you would have put him as a striker, he would have scored 25 goals. And trust me, if you would have put him on the goalkeeper, he would have stopped everything. Like, there's players who when they get a new contract, they don't go down in effort. They double their effort. They give back. And I remember in Maccabi with Eran, the truth is, and the statistics say, every time he got a new contract, he would score and he would play better. And actually it's a team thing, yes, but there's one guy who scores 30, 40 goals. Not everybody does. And to be honest, it pushes him to take more responsibility. And that's why it's a comment based on you give him and he gives you double back. That is Eran's mentality. That's why it is kind of special, to be honest. Many players will just do the opposite. They'll go in the comfort zone.
They rest, yes.
Yeah, so he has that. So that's why I knew in China he would do it and he would get it. And the moment he got his contract, he would do even more. Yeah. And it's not that he's not trying the first year and the second year he gives more. No, that's just his drive. He has an inner drive which is unexplainable. Sometimes he's a player that you don't need to push to work. You need to stop him because you need him fresh for the games, But he's clever enough to know what he needs to do. But first of all, to go to Holland and basically saying goodbye to the contract that he had, that already shows a lot of character. Because I think people, it's easy to comment, but when it's the paper in front of you and you just need to sign it and you will earn what nobody can earn, and you say, no, I want to follow now my ambition. I'm 33. I want to go different direction. First of all, big respect. It's easy to talk, but we're not talking about a few coins. We're talking big things. So I think it's a decision based purely on motivation, personal motivation, to fight for titles again, to go to a team that's over demanding. And he knows, like, when you go to a team like that and Dutch football normally is a country that sometimes they take over 30, but normally they take young players, they develop, they sell. It's a developing country and a selling country. And then they went for Iran and for Gotze and, over 30s. And that was something different. I think Iran will score, like always, his 20 goals a season. He will get it. Why? Because he has the instinct to score, to kill in the 16. He just has it. And it's not something you can train on. It's something that you have it or you don't have it. There's people who run 100 times in the box and the ball just never falls in their foot. And there's other people who run 50 times and the ball falls 50 times on them like a magnet. It's like this is intuition. And he has it. So he will always score goals. Now that PSV are playing a different system than what Dutch football is used to.
Roger
with
Smith, 4-4-2.
There's a lot of actions through the center, not a lot through the side. And in the end, when you're a striker, and the opponent knows that you're strong in the center, so they just put 6 players in the center, and they leave the sides a little bit open, and that's what the opponents are doing. And I think it's an adjustment period from a team like PSV that. Normally Dutch football have the typical winger style, and now suddenly they are not. The winger positions are filled by fullbacks, so they are 40 meters behind what the normal position of a winger would be. So you have less crosses from the sides. I think it's a question of adjusting, and
not just relationship with the players, because they grew up together. Like you say in Dutch, they want to sell out and make the big contract, and they think Zahvi maybe I don't know. They feel he step on their toes. His presence, because it seems that with Malen and Gakpo and Yateren go to the bench, all these players.
I think if they would have won 5 titles in a row, they can have a point. But the fact is they have not.